Feel that the weakness or lack of non-disciplinary positive support programs and the negative image acquired through a primarily disciplinary approach to solving issues that face our community affects the Office of Greek Life and our ability to address those issues in a way that's effective.
Can you clarify that question a little bit?
A lot of students feel that Greek Life doesn't offer much in the way of positive support programs, non-disciplinary measures, and since it's primarily a non-disciplinary approach, it's kind of giving the Office of Greek Life a rather negative image. How do you feel that that affects your office's ability to address those issues effectively in our community?
And Keith's only been here 2 months,
Right.
so I'm not going to put him in the hot seat, and you were looking at me, so I'm assuming you're directing that towards me. I think the Office of Greek Life, since its inception, has done incredible things to support the many students on our campus who choose to join a fraternity or sorority. It is not our purpose to go and provide disciplinary action. That is not what we do and a part of our role. Unfortunately, we were in a situation where we could not get to any resolution, and we couldn't identify some leaders within our community who could get on board and help move us to a solution and to eliminate these behaviors and activities out of our recruitment process.
Follow-up question. Could you list some of the positive non-disciplinary support measures that the Office of Greek Life has offered to the entire community?
Oh, absolutely. We support the houses in the Greek Village. We support Greek Week activities through the advisement of Programming Board, the advisement of our recruitment process. We support.
Just a quick question. Well, how are the attendance numbers from Greek Week this past year?
I don't know. I can refer to our.
I can answer that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
My name is Zach King. I'm the Assistant VP of Recruitment on ISC. I'm also the Service Chair for Greek Week. Mitchell, I can appreciate and agree with what you're saying. I think that there's miscommunication and stereotypes going both ways. I know that our community views Greek Life as the big bad wolf going down to the village and just knocking on the door. Greek Week had horrible attendance. I would like to let everybody here know that Greek Week is not run through the Office of Greek Life. It's student run. So I think that from this point forward, in demanding that there be a lot more positive support, I think what we should be asking for from the office is that they spend more time with us and with student leaders, and hopefully that'll be everybody in this room once we can get everything moving. We have to understand that we have the power, and after this, hopefully we can get a little bit more of that to do well for ourselves and to stay out of situations like this.
Yeah, and I'll just follow up. In the short time that I've been here, within the first week of summer that I was here, I sent an email to all presidents of our fraternity and sorority community to invite them to come in and sit down with me and have a conversation about where we were going this year, to introduce themselves, talk about their chapter, because I was just trying to learn about everybody. I probably had 4 presidents out of all of our chapters take me up on that offer. If you want positive support, because we want to give it, you have to reach out to us. We can't go and talk to all 4,000 students. I can't do that on a daily basis. But what I can do is I can keep my door open and provide an opportunity for our students to come in and have conversations with us about the future, the positivity of Greek Life, and what we can do to make it better. And I promise you, my door will be open. And I'm waiting for those students who want to come and talk about the future of Greek Life.
Thank you. Your name and organization, please.
Yeah, my name is Rhett Post. I'm the president of Sigma Nu. And I just feel like there's no trust between us. We had some things said to us, and where we thought, for instance, that proposal, we thought we were moving in the right direction. Then I opened the Daily Gamecock, and we're slammed, saying it was never even considered, we're out of control, whatnot. And then another issue is me and another president were trying to come in here and told there wasn't enough seating. I see 15 open seats, no one's threatening to be arrested. How am I gonna, there's a cop outside, plainclothes, threatening to arrest anybody. You can obviously hear the noise. I reported some people up there. I was told it wasn't a big deal. Just shut up, here's the thing. So when stuff like that's happening, I don't know. I'm trying to come here and talk to y'all. I'm missing class right now to be here. And y'all asking for trust. I want to give trust. I've been lied to before, and I'm being threatened to. The quote was, "There's plenty of room at Alvin Escalon for you to get there right now." The guy's right out there if y'all want to get talk. He's filming with his eye.
Red, I can't deal with that right now, but I will encourage those men that are standing in the back that are blocking the doorway to come down and have a seat up here, and we'll allow more people to come in.
I mean, I was just
No,
the
I'm
fact that
just
I
saying
wasn't allowed in.
that this is an opportunity for you guys that are standing in the back to come up to the front, and that'll provide us a little bit more space. I know that you want us to build trust, and I want to be able to build trust with you guys as well. And we have to start that from a place of communication. And again, I'm willing and open to communication with you guys, and want to have those ongoing dialogues about the future of our fraternity community. And I know that you feel like that you've been lied to this week. You were not lied to. There was never a moment when you were lied to. What I came to you with and said, we have information about this incident, and we want to talk to you about that. We want to hope that you won't continue to have events with alcohol and recruits this week. I didn't promise you at that point that we were not going to sanction
I guess I was
you.
misled.
You what?
I was misled.
You weren't misled, but at the time we thought that I would have preferred to have left it at that.
Mhm.
But when the rest of the community continued to have events, we had to sanction everybody. We had to have hearings for everybody.
I mean, I understand that. I just feel that fraternities, not all. I mean, I understand. I'm not sitting here saying we didn't do anything wrong at all. But I feel like we're all being dragged down in just a political game, honestly. I mean, some of the quotes that Jerry Brewer's used. I mean, and so some of the way it's been handled, it's felt strictly political. It's just, when we sit there and, we're getting 30 minutes, 45 minutes to come up with a decent proposal, and then we even admit, we don't have enough time, we're going to meet another date, and then I guess, like I said, you didn't lie, I said y'all were going to think about it, but I was under the impression, I think we all were, that, we were making a step in negotiations, and then, I think your quote was, we never once considered it. That was never relayed to us in the meetings. And I felt betrayed by that. And then I have, every news station that's listening, I got Jerry up there, just, no offense to him. I know this is his job, but I just feel like we're being, just thrown under the bus.
Yeah, and just one last comment, Rhett. I think we have given, through the series of activities that are on your timeline, we gave the chapter presidents, the fraternity council officers, opportunity to come to a resolution and a solution. But what we were told as a result of those meetings is there was winking, nodding, and continuing business as normal. Let's just present this plan.
I'm not aware of any of that.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of that.
Okay.
And I'll refer to the timeline that some of our chapter presidents came back to us after that meeting. So they left with everybody and then came back to us and said, I don't think that they're serious about this.
So basically, you're saying the chapters without houses that want to kick the ones with houses off.
I'm not saying
That's what I'm.
Hold on now. Your minutes, you used over 4 minutes now. We do have to go to another question. If you'd like to ask another question, this isn't intended to be an argument here.
I
You ask
understand
a
that.
question,
I'm just
make
voicing
a
my
suggestion.
concerns.
Okay.
I'm not, like I said, I'm open to dialogue.
Let's go back to this other side here. Please state your name and ask your question.
I'm Jack Timms. I'm currently unaffiliated, anxiously awaiting my bid. I brush with many different fraternities, and I can tell you that alcohol wasn't shoved down anyone's throat at any point. This was all a personal decision for each one of them to drink themselves on the floor. And so my question is, how can you justify punishing everyone for a few students' mistakes?
Nobody's been punished yet. We've postponed. It's been a postponement.
Are you retarded?
No, listen to me. What have you lost? At this point, after 2 days, what have you lost? You've lost 2 days, but there's plenty of time to get through your pledging process this semester, I promise you. It's an 8-week process, which was what was recommended by our fraternities, and we've lauded them for that. Nobody's been punished right now. And those chapters that have sanctions against them are going through the student judicial process, or student conduct process. And those that are found guilty will have sanctions, but they will also have an opportunity to improve the chapter and improve their organization so that these things don't happen again.
Yes, sir. I do feel a tad bit like I've been being punished because the most valuable resource I have is time, and 2 days is a lot of time, and you're this impatient. But my final question is, do you have any date or any sort of timeline to where I could expect my formal bid to be presented?
We're hoping that out of these conversations today, and again, I encourage us to have some conversation about the future and some proposals for resolution, that we'll evaluate this. We're going to evaluate the time we spend with our advisors tomorrow evening. We'll evaluate the time we spend with our executive directors and directors of chapter services nationally. And at that point, we'll try to come to a resolution.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to add on to that. My name is Alex Mayfield. I'm Vice President of Recruitment. I've been here, sitting up here for almost 2 years. In no way, shape, or form am I about to give up on the recruitment process here at USC. It's changed a lot in the past 2 years. All you presidents and recruitment chairs, you know what I'm talking about. And I just want to promise y'all that bid day is going to continue as it always has, and we're going to have successful numbers better than ever. So.
Question.
Charlie Allen, Beta Theta Pi. I know some universities have, or a lot of other universities have, like a clear set of standards and expectations for Rush Week. If a fraternity violates one of those standards, there's a clear consequence for that. Has the university considered a plan like this, or in the works?
We would encourage the Council of Fraternity Presidents to define that for themselves, and we would hope that they would do that. We have identified and shared with the rest of our students on Fraternity Council a need to evaluate the Constitution and bylaws for the community, and to include in that some opportunity for defining policy and defining response to events with alcohol during recruitment as a piece of that.
My name is Ross Baker, and I'm with Phi Sigma Kappa. And I guess my question kind of has to deal with the actions and statements of some of the university officials. Just as a business student going out and looking at internships and stuff this year, I'm going to have to go interview. And when I put on my resume that I'm a Greek student, I don't want to have to deal with like maybe justifying the fact that I was Greek when I was at USC, because the Vice President of Student Affairs has come out and said that my moral compass doesn't align with the university's. Well, since your job is to promote the ideals of Greek life, why are we having to justify being in Greek life at this point, and why are we having to defend ourselves for actions that maybe we, as a fraternity, haven't necessarily been documented as violating? I know other fraternities haven't as well. It's a 33% problem. It's not a majority problem, but right now, back home, in the Charlotte news, my parents and all of my friends and families from church and stuff have heard, you know, this kid is involved in alcohol and all this stuff, and it's soiled my reputation. I think as a university, it's your job to make me look as good as possible when I go out and try and get a job, and not to make me look like an irresponsible alcoholic. And that's what Jerry Brewer's done. I don't understand how the fraternity justifies continuing to pay him $150,000+ when all he's consistently done is ruin my reputation. I think that's unfair. I think there should be something done about that. That's all I have to say.
That's what we're holding this meeting for, and we're hoping that you guys are going to help provide some direction for this.
You're asking what we lost in like time. These kids, we've met them pretty recently, and like you keep them away from you for a couple days, you forget like all what you talked about, man. Like you can't remember one of these kids you see, man. Like it sucks, man. Let's find something out, please.
Okay, provide some solutions.
I just want to continue off the statements what the university made. And I know when you get things in the press, they can get cut off from what they originally were said from. But when they said we're men without honor, which I'd be shocked if 4,000, all 4,000 people in the Greek system are people without honor or an infection, which is a term I think was used maybe to drinking, but it sounded like it was indicting the entire Greek system a little bit. Is that the general opinion that we're all that way and that we're unfixable, or is that just a few of us? Because if so, again, why are we punishing all of us if only a few of us are the problem?
Well, again, I'll refer to the fact that we have not issued any punishments. And we have to come to understand that just that a postponement, yes, you may have lost a couple of days, but a postponement is not a punishment. We are taking time to evaluate and resolve within the community the issue that is at hand, so that we can know that as we move forward, and the students who move forward are going to go that way with a safe experience. Now, I would not sit here and be talking to you if I believed that all 4,000 of you were men and women without honor. I wouldn't do this job if that was what I believed. What I believe is in the value of fraternity. and the value and the opportunity we have to make fraternity better on this campus. Because we cannot, as a community, continue to send people to the hospital. We cannot, as a community, continue to promote hazing and activities that lead to endangerment of our students. We have to come together as a community of care, as people who want to see each of us succeed. And this statistic is put out there widely by us. We had a fraternity last spring that brought in a new member class of 12 people that had a 199 GPA. Now you have to have at least a 2.0 to go through fraternity recruitment. So we took 2.0 as at least an average and dropped it down. How is that a community of care? How is that looking out for the individual, for the man, and making him better? We have to get back to those values that we hold dear and make sure that we are espousing them.
I agree, and my question had nothing to do with that. And I know you didn't say anything about us. The thing I was quoting was from, I forgot his name already, VP of Student Life, and Ms. Edwards, who said the infection quote. What I was saying is, how are we, as a Greek community, to be taken seriously when we're told we're honorless and have an infection? From what I can tell, when I've gone to other SEC schools and other schools in general, we have a pretty tamed, controlled, and I think respectable Greek life. Maybe that's just my opinion, but I agree we got to not send people to the hospital, not have bad grades, but you ask us to have trust, and then we're told, you're schoolboys without honor. You got no way of controlling yourself or anything. Then I really just have no reason I'd want to listen to y'all from that. I'm sure if I told you you had no honor, you wouldn't want to listen to me. So I just don't understand how we can have a trustworthy dialogue when we can't trust each other on the most basic levels. That's all I have to say.
I'd just like to add on to what your question earlier. I can't speak for Hannah. I can't speak for anyone else. The media does turn things. I know that pretty well. But your statement about why are we punishing all the chapters and not just the ones that got in trouble? I was in a meeting last night. I don't know if you were there. It was with all the presidents, and we looked at each other and said, "Hey guys, we're all in the same boat. We may not have done the same things, but we're all in this together as a community." And I think that you need to look at yourself and think about that before you say, why are we the only ones? Why is everyone getting in trouble when we didn't do anything?
Thank you.
Next question.
Yeah, I'm Tyler McBride. I'm the president of Uptal Omega. I guess my question was, you said no one's received punishments yet. I don't really, think it's fair for the 6 fraternities. I guess I just want to know why the 6 names were released to the state, because I feel like no one should have had that information other than y'all that I guess had sanctions against them. And then do you think that's fair to those 6 fraternities when their hearings haven't taken place yet?
Sure. Organizations on our campus do not reserve the same FERPA rights that individual students do, so those documents are open record, and anybody can get access to them. Now, whether or not we should have provided them to the media at the time, I can't talk about that. But anybody could have gotten access to that information, even an alleged incident, and that information was available. So we decided to go ahead and put it out there because if they wanted to ask for it, they could get it anyways.
Okay, well, you said you don't feel like any of us have been punished yet. Do you think that reflects positively on those 6 fraternities when, like I said, their hearings haven't taken place yet and haven't been found guilty of anything?
I can't say that having these incidents reflects positively on anybody in our community, or anybody who's a member of a fraternity or sorority nationally. We as members of Greek Life, and Anna and I are both members of Greek Life, Jerry is a member of Greek Life. It reflects poorly on us anytime anybody anywhere does these things, because we get those questions. And I've committed myself to this career because I want to help improve that. I don't want people coming and questioning me about these activities because it happened somewhere else. I want us to get back to being good pillars of society, that when people look at a man who's a member of a fraternity, they say, he's an upstanding citizen, not, oh, that's a drunken frat boy, because that's the image that's out there nationally. We didn't create that here. That's a national image.
I agree with everything you said. I guess my question was, do you think that's fair to those 6 fraternities, like you said, in terms of if they haven't really been found guilty yet?
I can't speak to that. I don't know that whether fair or not. You have to judge that for yourself. I think that as an open record, that information was going to come out regardless of how it was issued. So whether it was on Saturday morning in the state or this morning in the Charlotte Observer, one of these was going to